I'm Tina Burbach. Thanks for joining us. Today I'm going to share some great ideas for decorating for the holidays with fresh greens. So there's a wide selection of greens, the most popular being pine, Douglas, cedar. We also have things like hemlock, one of my favorites because it has this beautiful silvery green contrast. We even use things like eucalyptus for indoors. So there's a really nice selection and they all have such a beautiful contrast with each other. For fresh greens for the holidays, we will often use them outdoors in beautiful pots for your entrance, but they're fantastic for decorating indoors. Their fragrance is amazing, they add such a great fresh living touch, something from the garden indoors, and they're really economical. So I'm just going to show you a few ideas for decorating for indoors today. One of the first things I want to show you is how to make a swag. Now this swag can be hung indoors or out, so it can be hung on a gate, on a front door. It can also be hung inside for our greens if we're not cutting them and placing them in foam or water. Note that things like fresh raisin swags indoors will have to be misted every few days, and typically most of our fresh green items that are cut and not in water will last about 3 weeks for us. So you can start about mid-December to put everything out. If things are in vases or florist foam, they'll last for several weeks. A swag is super easy. We're basically taking bundles of greens and we're just going to layer the boughs just to get kind of a bit of contrast and a nice layered effect. So the great thing about greens, as I said, is they're so economical. Out of these 3 bundles of greens, you could probably make 2 or 3 swags. So for about $27 a couple of swags, which is a really inexpensive gift. I like to use the cedar as a bit of a backdrop. I'm then going to take some Douglas. Lots of times the Douglas are really thick and sturdy. And then just a few, maybe one little piece of hemlock. And I'm going to be needing to cut this, obviously, because this hemlock is going to be too long. When we're cutting greens, I would suggest a good pair of garden pruners. Scissors usually can't cut through most of the sturdy stems. So a good pair of pruners. You're going to want to make sure to have some nice soap on hand to rub that sap off after. I always wear an apron myself and gloves because the sap is quite sticky. So we're just going to make some layers here. And I'll add a little bit of pine at the top. And you can make them as full as you want. If you really want to get, 3 swags, you can certainly use less greens than I've used in this large one here. So you can make them whatever size you want. You can even cut them really nice and small for what we call a door greeter swag, and that just hangs on a doorknob. Looks really pretty. And then all you're doing is, once everything's layered, you're going to wire everything together. When you purchase your fresh greens bundles, they often come wired with these sturdy wires, and we reuse these in order to wire all of our bundles together. Just give it a really tight twist and everything stays together, okay? So again, you can get really elaborate and layer those greens more and more for a really thick swag if you want. And then it's a matter of adding whatever you like. And because these are stacked tightly together, it's really easy to add accents like pine cones and berries. You can just insert them in between the stems and they stay there. The pine cones you can either have on a stem and kind of wire up, push in between like so, and then cut off this stem. You can also use that wire to put around the top of the pine cone if you wanted it wired right at the top and not on a stick. So you can add as many accents as you want. Usually we like to top it off with a bow, and I'll just show you quickly how to make a bow. It's actually quite simple. So I always leave a little bit of a tail, and I'll try and show you sideways here. It's one little loop, Okay? You have to twist this ribbon now so that it's facing the right way. Fold it back on itself for another little loop. Can be hard to hold all of this in one hand. A twist, another loop, and one final twist, and another loop. Okay? You leave yourself a little bit of a tail, and you would cut that with your scissors. Okay? And all you would do is, again, use one of those wires from your bundles, and you just bend the wire over this whole center portion and pull it nice and tight, and that'll be your bow. Okay? And that can easily, again, just get wired to the top of the swag. Okay? Really simple. So it's great because with ribbon and berries and cones, you can truly customize it to whatever you like. So that's how simple that swag was. Now, I'm going to take this apart because I'm going to use some of these greens in our other crafts. I wanted to show you how simple it is to add fresh greens indoors. I've just taken a vase here, and you'll see I've just gathered up small clippings and cut them to the right height. Typically with vases, we'll try and aim for like 1.5 times the height of the vase will be the height of our greens, but you can break the rules if you wish and make it as tall as you want. So all I did was take little clippings here and there. I just gather everything up. You can mix whatever you like for greens. It's really simple. Okay? And you will get a lot if you're just doing little bundles around the house. I love to use mason jars because they're quite inexpensive as vases. And out of, 3 bundles, you would get easily a dozen little mason jars to give away for families and friends. And again, as long as you're refreshing the water maybe once a week, every 4 or 5 days even, they'll last several weeks. So you could do it early in December and it'll last right up till Christmas. I like to add a little bit of eucalyptus in too. It's so fragrant and it adds that beautiful blue-green touch. Wonderful for a bathroom. I always have some eucalyptus in a little vase in the bathroom because it just smells so wonderful. And then you're just, again, once you've gathered everything, kind of testing your height. And then I just cut all the stems to the height I need. So they're all the same. And even something as cute as this little border with a vase would look beautiful hung somewhere, right? So again, you can use anything as a vessel for greens as long as it's watertight. So a beautiful old pitcher, like I said, the mason jars, any vases you have on hand, the fresh greens, and mix whatever you like. And really, it's just as simple as gathering those tips and those stems and placing them into your vase. If you want to go with something a little more like a traditional centerpiece, again, as long as the vessel is watertight, you can use whatever you like. This red pot is absolutely beautiful. And what we've done, we could have simply cut stems and left them in here as well, but we chose to design it more as a centerpiece. So there is florist foam in this pot. And I'll show you quickly how we make centerpieces in our vessels with the florist foam. So this is called Oasis, and it actually gets soaked in water for about 15 minutes before you do your design. And it's a great way to decorate more formally for centerpieces. So we've soaked a piece of it. You can buy the florist trays. If you want to design an official centerpiece, they come in round, square, long. So this is great for doing a table centerpiece that's long and low, as you can see here. And again, it's a matter of using lots of the tips of greens. So you find you might use a little bit more than when you're doing your vases and that. Typically, we could get a couple of centerpieces out of a bundle of pine, Douglas, and cedar. When we're designing, we always start with pine. It's kind of like the solid, beefy green that helps us define our shape. And then we'll start with Douglas fir to fill in, and cedar last, because cedar is truly graceful, bendy, flexible. It's wonderful for skirting designs around the bottom. So it's actually, and hides any spaces that are left behind. And so again, as I mentioned, we're using more of the tips of the greens for when we're doing centerpieces. You want a really clean stem to go into this florist foam, okay? And so we usually do what's called stripping the bottom of the greens. And so today we're not going to show you how to completely finish this centerpiece, but I just want to give you a quick tutorial on how you would build the bones of it, right? We're just going to kind of, you know, maybe like 5 or 7 pieces of pine is all we're going to use going in and around. So again, these greens go a long way. And we're making sure that we're going both at the edge of the foam, up to give it a little bit of height. You'll notice that when you stick the foam into whatever vessel, we typically try to leave, you know, a good 3/4 to 1 inch above the vessel, and that helps you skirt the design so that you're going to hide it. Okay, so just a few pieces of pine, and I'll just clip a few pieces of Douglas so you can see kind of the length we use. Again, we don't want to stick this into the foam. It will actually make too large of a hole. So we strip it. It's got just this skinny little stem to go in. You can get a lot out of a Douglas fir bundle for sure. Lots of nice little stems is what you're using. Again, we want to skirt. And so this is a great thing to do at home to pass the time. It's a great way to create something fresh that will last through the holidays. Add a bit of fragrance. Okay, so you can see as we keep filling, it gets fuller and fuller. And then at the end, again with the cedar. So when you look at this bough, we've actually got some really long pieces here. So we're actually just gonna have to unfortunately cut that to height. You do end up with some of these blunt scraps. Those can get tucked into the center of your vases, or you know, those scraps actually are, if you've got a wood burning fireplace, smell fantastic indoors, or for the fire pit outside when we're having some beautiful winter weather. So you can see how the cedar really fills in that feathery look. It's beautiful for skirting designs because you can see it gracefully falls over the edge. And so we won't share today how to finish this off, but what I do want to say is if you head to Greenland Garden Store, we have some wonderful class kits available. So for fresh greens, we have drop-in planters for outside. You can just purchase the kit online and pick everything up curbside in order to grab it from the store and then go home and create. And so you can do drop-ins. We've got a kit for a centerpiece, and so in that, Joe shows you how to transform this vessel and the foam into a finished centerpiece. And the kit comes complete with berries and pine cones as well, so you can fill it all in and end up with a beautiful centerpiece. So it's great to do even online with a friend. Grab a glass of wine and have an evening crafting together. And then the final kit that we have is actually to create a fresh wreath indoors. So we give you a frame and some fresh greens and some berries to accent it. And it's a great way to spend about 45 minutes crafting with fresh greens. So that is how you get a start on a centerpiece. And again, those centerpieces, because they're in florist foam, that foam just gets watered every maybe 4 or 5 days, and it will last for 3 to 4 weeks. So well through the month of December and into the new year. So just some quick and easy ways to craft with fabulous fresh greens. Hope we gave you some great ideas today. Again, head to Greenland Garden Store to view all of our class kits. And at any time, call our Fresh Greens department. We've got a wonderful bounty of fresh greens for you. Fresh wreaths, finished centerpieces, and lots of other fragrant things for you to enjoy.